Hello, everyone, and welcome to our presentation on Singapore's labor landscape and human resource practices. Now, our team has explored key aspects of Singapore's workforce, and to ensure a thorough analysis, we've divided the topics as follows. Grace will cover modern labor history, Gressley will discuss current labor practices, Amy, will be discussing HR management trends, Kalitha will explore relevant matters of culture, and Jessica will highlight general employment trends. Singapore is recognized as a global business hub with a dynamic and evolving labor market. Our goal today is to provide insights into how its workforce has developed over time, the policies shaping its labor market today, and the trends influencing HR and employment in the country. So with that, let's dive right in.
Today I will be discussing Singapore's modern labor history, focusing on its transition from a trade-based economy to an industrialized and knowledge-driven workforce. Singapore's labor history is deeply tied to its economic transformation. In the 1960s, the country rapidly industrialized under government-led initiatives to attract foreign investment and create jobs. During this period, the government established the National Trades Union Congress to regulate labor relations and prevent disruptive strikes. Another key factor in Singapore's labor success is its tripartite system, a collaboration between the government, employers, and labor unions to ensure fair wages and workforce stability. This model has been instrumental in creating balanced and efficient labor environments. Let's take a look on how labor policies evolved in the 1990s and beyond. As Singapore's economy matured in the 1990s, the focus shifted from industrial labor to a knowledge-based economy. To keep up with the global trends, the government introduced new labor policies and upskilling initiatives. The Employment Act 1995 revision. It set clear guidelines for working conditions, including overtime pay, sick leave, and fair dismissal policies. The workforce upskilling became a national priority with programs like SkillFuture, which provided citizens with credit for career development and education. The government also emphasized tripartite collaboration through the National Wages Council, which helped regulate wages and maintain economic stability. Lastly, the foreign labor policies were introduced to balance the needs of businesses while protecting local workers. The work pass system categorized foreign employees based on skill level to ensure that local government was not compromised. While these reforms helped shape a strong labor market, new challenges have emerged in the recent years. Let's explore some of them. Today, Singapore's labor market faces several challenges, including an aging workforce, foreign labor concerns, and the rise of remote work and automation. Aging workforce. With the declining birth rate and increasing life expectancy, Singapore is adjusting its retirement policies to keep older employees in its workforce longer. Foreign labor policies. While foreign talent remains essential for economic growth, the government has implemented stricter visa requirements to protect its local jobs. Gig economy and remote work. The pandemic accelerated remote work trends, and Singapore has responded by updating its labor laws to cover these gig workers and freelancers. Impact of automation and AI. Many industries are automating its processes, leading to job reconstructing and new skill demands for the workforce. Singapore's labor landscape has evolved from an industrial workforce to a globally competitive knowledge economy. However, adapting to aging demographics, foreign labor policies, and automations will be a key in shaping its future.
Hello, this is Gressley Cabrera and I'll be presenting the current labor practices of Singapore. Singapore's labor market is well known for its strong regulations and structured workforce policies. Unlike many countries, Singapore's government actively works with employers and labor unions to create a balanced labor environment. One of the key pillars of Singapore's labor system is the Central Provident Fund, which helps workers save for retirement, healthcare, and housing. Employees and employers contribute to this fund, ensuring long-term financial security. Singapore also enforces strict workplace safety regulations to protect employees, particularly those in high-risk industries like construction and manufacturing. Additionally, labor laws encourage collaboration between employers and workers, allowing the economy to remain competitive yet fair. Next, we'll look at the specific laws and protections that shape these labor practices. The foundation of Singapore's labor system is the Employment Act, which outlines minimum employee rights such as salary, overtime pay, and leave entitlements. However, it's important to note that not all employees are covered. For example, high-earning professionals and domestic workers fall outside its scope. In addition to the Employment Act, the Central Provident Fund plays a crucial role in ensuring financial security for employees. Both employers and workers contribute to this mandatory savings fund, which helps with retirement, healthcare, and home ownership. Another major area of protection is workplace safety. Singapore enforces strict health and safety regulations under the Workplace Safety and Health Act. Employers are legally required to maintain safe working conditions to prevent accidents, particularly in high-risk sectors. These regulations ensure that Singapore remains a secure and fair labor market. In the next slide, we'll explore how labor practices are evolving to support employees even further. As global work trends change, Singapore continues to adapt its labor policies to enhance employee well-being and flexibility. One of the biggest shifts has been toward flexible work arrangements. Many companies now offer remote work, hybrid schedules, and flexible hours to improve work-life balance. Singapore is also focusing on employee wellness programs, ensuring that mental health and work engagement are prioritized. The Tripartite Alliance for Fair and Progressive Employment Practices plays a major role in promoting fair and inclusive work environments. Another key initiative is continuous upskilling. The government encourages lifelong learning programs to help workers stay competitive in an evolving job market. With these progressive labor policies, Singapore remains a top destination for skilled professionals, balancing economic growth with employee well-being.
Now, HR in Singapore has changed a lot, and with that, the role of HR professionals has evolved also. It is no longer just about handling payroll and policies. HR is now a key player in shaping the workforce and driving business strategy in that country. One of the biggest shifts has been in hiring practices. In the past, companies focused mainly on degrees and qualifications, but now there's a bigger push for skills-based training. This means HR professionals need to work closely with the business leaders to identify the skills their teams need and ensure employees have opportunities to grow and thrive. Performance management has also changed. The old model of once-a-year performance review has been replaced with continuous feedback and real-time tracking. This means HR teams now play a bigger role in helping managers give regular, meaningful feedback that helps employees improve throughout the year instead of waiting for one formal review a year. Now, another major trend has been in hybrid and flexible work. While remote work has grown, Singapore still has a strong office culture. HR teams now have to balance flexibility with business needs, creating policies that keep employees happy while maintaining productivity and collaboration. Compensation is another area where HR plays a huge role. With Singapore's progressive wage model, HR professionals need to ensure fair wages while aligning pay strategies with company goals. Lastly, in the last few years, there's been a real big shift in diversity, equity, and inclusion. Singapore's government is actively involved in DEI initiatives, and HR teams are now responsible for making workplaces more inclusive and diverse. Overall, HR in Singapore has gone from being an administrative function to a strategic business role. Today, HR professionals are shaping company culture, driving workforce planning, and making sure businesses stay adaptable in a fast-changing environment. HR trends in Singapore and the US differ, not only due to the cultural impacts, but also economic and government influences. In Singapore, HR policies are largely driven by government initiatives. For example, SkillsFuture is a country-wide program in Singapore that helps promote continuous learning for their work population. The government in Singapore also plays a key role in shaping workplace policies, including wellness benefits and workforce planning. In contrast, US companies typically lead their own HR strategies and trends, especially in these areas, with it varying based on the employer. Collaboration styles and trends are also different in Singapore, where they lean more towards a structured teamwork, preferring in-office presence to hybrid work, while the US often prefers hybrid work and more flexibility. Overall, Singapore's HR landscape is government-led, while in the US corporations take the lead.
Hello, my name is Khalifa Thejenis, and I will be talking about relevant matters of culture, specifically business culture of Singapore. Business in Singapore is more formal than in many other Western countries, meaning that they take the business very seriously. There are also very strict protocols that must be observed. The group or company or department is viewed as more important than the individual. So if you're coming to represent your company, they view the company more important than just the individual coming for them to talk to the people that are hosting the business. People observe a strict chain of command, which comes with expectations on both sides. So if one person is speaking, you would have to sit quietly until they're done speaking, so that then after they're speaking, you can go ahead and voice your opinion. In order to keep others from losing face, most communication will be nonverbal, and you must closely watch the facial expressions and body languages of the people that you work with. So with people that you work with, it's very interesting because not everybody is very assertive. However, in the many Western cultures, we are assertive and we say what's on our mind directly. However, in Singapore and many other countries, they're very nonverbal, non-direct, and you would just have to pay very close attention to them. I will now be discussing my second slideshow for the relevant matters of culture. I will be talking about government policies on multiculturalism. So, Singapore's government has developed policies that promote racial and religious harmony, such as the Maintenance of Religious and Harmony Act, and policies that encourage integration and coexistence between the different ethnic groups. Racial and religious harmony states the government actively promotes respect and understanding between cultural groups. The Interracial and Religious Confidence Circle, IRCC, is an example of a platform that facilitates dialogue between different communities. So that I see that Singapore is really open to many people of many races, many cultures, many religions, many languages. So within Singapore, it's all a big stir pot of people, and the government is really approving of the multicolorism that they have at the Singapore location.
This is Jessica Solis for General Employment Trends for Singapore, an overview of employment landscape. Stable employment market. Singapore's labor market remains relatively strong with low unemployment rates compared to global standards. Key industries. Strong employment in sectors like finance, technology, healthcare, and manufacturing. The technology sector has seen substantial growth due to Singapore's push for innovation and digital transformation. Aging workforce. Singapore has an aging population, which is influencing policies aimed at retaining older workers and encouraging lifelong learning. General employment trends. Rise of remote and hybrid work. Shift towards hybrid work. The COVID-19 pandemic accelerated the adoption of remote and hybrid work models. Many companies are continuing to offer flexible working arrangements to attract talent. Digital transformation. The increased resilience on digital tools and remote communication technologies is reshaping the workplace. Employee expectations. Workers now seek a balance between flexibility and work-life integration, with many prioritizing jobs that offer remote or hybrid work options. General employment trends, skills, demand, and workforce development. Skills gap. There is growing demand for tech-related skills, while sectors such as healthcare and clean energy are also seeing a rise in job openings. Upskilling and reskilling. The Singapore government encourages continuous learning through initiatives like Skills Future to help workers adapt to changing job demands. Talent shortages. Certain industries, particularly in tech and advancing manufacturing, face talent shortages, pushing companies to recruit from abroad and invest in training programs.
Now we have reached the end, and so to wrap it all up, just want to go over a few key takeaways. At the end of the day, Singapore's HR landscape is shaped by strong government policies, a focus on lifelong learning, and a structured approach to work. Meanwhile, Singapore continues to stay ahead by embracing global trends like hybrid work, digital transformation, and skills-based training. At the end of the day, we all have a valuable lesson we can take away from Singapore's HR landscape, which is that HR isn't just about policies, it's about people in the business. So with that, thank you all for your time.